Hey guitarists, Jamie here, ready to help you build killer guitar solos. First things first, scales. They're the building blocks of your solo, like chords in a song. Choosing the right scale ensures your solo fits the music. Start with the song's key. If the song's in C major scale is your friend. This scale gives you all the notes that sound good together in the key of C. Easy peasy. Each key has its own major scale. Learn them, and you're set. But hey, music isn't always about following rules, right? Sometimes you gotta break free for a bit of flavor. We'll get to that in a bit. For now, stick with the major scale of the song's key. Get comfortable playing up and down the scale. This is your playground, your sandbox. Experiment with different rhythms and patterns. This is how you start finding your sound within the scale. Alright, remember how we talked about breaking the rules? Let's dive into that. Sticking to the major scale is cool, but sometimes you want a little more spice. That's where bending the rules comes in. One way to add spice is using notes from the minor scale. Let's say you're playing in C major. Try throwing in some notes from C minor. This creates a bluesy, soulful feel. It's like adding a dash of hot sauce to your solo. Another cool trick is using chromatic notes. These are the notes in between the notes of the scale. Think of them as passing tones, connecting one note to another. They add a smooth, flowing feel to your solo. Remember, the key is to use these outside notes sparingly. Too many, and your solo will sound messy. Think of them as seasoning. A little goes a long way. Now let's talk about melody. This is what makes your solo memorable. It's the part people will hum along to, the part that gets stuck in their heads. A great melody is like a good story. It has ups and downs, twists and turns. Don't just play random notes. Think about the emotion you want to convey. Is it happy, sad, angry? Let your emotions guide your fingers. Listen to vocal melodies for inspiration. Singers are masters of melody. Try playing along with your favorite songs and copying the vocal lines. Another tip is to use space. Don't be afraid to let the notes breathe. Silence can be just as powerful as sound. It creates tension and anticipation. Remember, a good solo is like a conversation. It needs pauses and breaths. Rhythm is the backbone of your solo. It's what gives it energy and drive. Different genres call for different rhythmic approaches. Let's break it down. In rock and blues, you want a strong, steady beat. Think 8th notes and 16th notes. Use techniques like palm muting and string bending to add groove and feel. In jazz, you can get more complex with syncopation and odd time signatures. Listen to jazz greats like Charlie Parker and John Coltrane for inspiration. In metal, speed is key. Think fast alternate picking and tremolo picking, but don't forget about groove. Even the fastest metal solos need a solid rhythmic foundation. The key is to experiment and find what feels right for the music you're playing. Section 5, From Beginner to Shredder, Developing Your Soloing Skills. Alright, now that you know the basics, let's talk about how to actually get good at soloing. The key is practice, practice, practice. But it's not just about mindless repetition. You need to practice smart. One of the best ways to improve is to learn solos by your favorite guitarists. Break them down slowly, note for note. Pay attention to their phrasing, their vibrato, their bending techniques. This is like getting a free masterclass from the greats. Another great way to improve is to jam along with backing tracks. There are tons of free backing tracks available online. This will help you develop your timing and your ability to improvise. And don't be afraid to experiment. Try different scales, different rhythms, different techniques. The more you experiment, the more you'll discover your own unique voice on the guitar. Section 6. Practice makes perfect exercises to sharpen your skills. Here are a few specific exercises to help you develop your soloing chops. First, scale practice. Play up and down different scales, focusing on accuracy and even timing. Try different rhythms and patterns. Next, arpeggio practice. Arpeggios are chords played one note at a time. They're a great way to add melodic and harmonic interest to your solos. Then, string bending exercises. Practice bending strings accurately to specific pitches. This is a key technique for adding expression to your playing. Don't forget metronome practice. Use a metronome to develop your timing and rhythmic precision. Start slowly and gradually increase the tempo. Finally, ear training exercises. Learn to identify intervals and chords by ear. This will help you understand music theory and improve your improvisation skills. Section 7. Learning from the Greats: Essential Resources for Guitarists. There are tons of great resources out there for guitarists who want to learn how to solo. Here are a few of my favorites. First, YouTube channels. There are countless amazing YouTube channels dedicated to guitar instruction. Some of my favorites include Justin Guitar, Music is Win, and of course Marty Music. Next, online guitar lessons. Websites like Guitar Tricks and Jam Play offer comprehensive online guitar lessons including modules on soloing. Also, guitar magazines. Magazines like Guitar World and Premier Guitar feature lessons, interviews, and gear reviews that can help you take your playing to the next level. And don't forget books. There are countless great books on guitar technique, theory, and improvisation. Check out your local library or bookstore for inspiration. Section 8. Beyond technique, finding your unique voice. Remember, learning scales, techniques, and theory is important, but it's only the beginning. The real magic happens when you start to develop your own unique voice on the guitar. This means finding your own sound, your own phrasing, your own way of expressing yourself through music. Don't be afraid to experiment, to make mistakes, to sound different. Listen to a wide variety of music, not just guitar music. Draw inspiration from other instruments, from vocalists, from everyday sounds. The more you open your mind, the more unique your voice will become. Most importantly, have fun. Playing guitar should be enjoyable. If you're not having fun, it will show in your playing, so relax, let loose, and let the music flow through you. Section 9. The journey never ends. A lifetime of soloing fun. Mastering guitar solos is a lifelong journey. There's always something new to learn, something new to try. Don't get discouraged if you don't sound like Jimi Hendrix overnight. Just keep practicing, keep experimenting, and keep having fun. Remember, the most important thing is to enjoy the journey. So grab your guitar, crank up the amp, and let's make some noise. Rock on, Jamie.